Hello everybody, it is Saturday the 19th, I believe it is, of March 2022, and yeah, drizzly morning, 41 degrees out, mud is thick. Anyway, we're going to work in the shop. We're still working on that John Deere B, and today we're going to put the fan shaft together, finally. We worked on it some, much as a month ago. So this is what I hope to get done today. I hope to get the intake on, the water outlet on, and the governor and fan shaft on. That's what I'm hoping to get done. You know, it's like everything. Cleaning and dubbing takes so much of the time. But anyway, we'll see if I can find these studs and for the intake. We are changing over to a gasoline intake. We're not going to run the all fuel on this. I got high compression pistons in here now, so I don't see the point in running an all fuel manifold. They say you get more power off the gasoline one, and I know for a fact that when you run straight diesel in them and you get them working hard, I mean really like, you know, pull a throttle to full throttle, they'll knock like a son of a bitch at, you know, 4-to-1 compression or so, whatever they were at 4.2 or whatever. They were 4 point something. Now it's 6 something, which is still low, but it's enough that you'd never run a low octane fuel. So I used to run a John Deere H, the Farmall Super C that I got out back. We used to hay with them, and I always pulled I don't know if it was a 7 or an 8 foot crimper behind that H, and I used to run diesel fuel in it. And you wouldn't even know you was running it unless you got a whiff of the exhaust. I mean, it didn't smoke, it ran perfect. You know, these John Deeres, as far as burning low octane fuel, they do all they're supposed to. But if you really got that thing into a thick bunch of grass or it started to plug on you, that H would get right to its knees and it would just blow the black smoke and knock like it sounded like sledgehammers in there beating. So, and that was at the standard, you know, low compression. So, like I say, once you raise the compression, pretty much useless on burning all fuel. So you might as well put a regular manifold on it. Anyway, we're going to get started here in a few. I'll get things organized. We got to do a little cleaning first. Well, I wanted to show you guys just exactly. You listen to this. That is very thin. You know. So this is almost through. I may actually cut that just to see how thick that is. It's not very thick at all. Yeah, so I just knocked that hole right there. That's about a 1/16 of an inch or less. You know, that wasn't long for this world. I'm going to throw it in the junk pile anyway. That's why I broke it. It's nothing I want to keep. Too thin. They make new ones. So anyway, we got this one here. I'm going to pull both these studs out. I'm going to put this down to using bolts. You have to put sealer on the threads because this does go into the water jacket. But we'll take these two out. As you can see, these later manifolds use just a short bolt over here. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go to bolts, and then that way if we blow a manifold gasket, we can peel the bolts out and slide this out from underneath the fan shaft. Otherwise, you know, the governor has to come off, this water outlet has to come off. I mean, there's all kinds of crap here that lays right above this that has to come off. And if you put bolts to them, I'm pretty sure if you can get that bolt there out, which I think you can, but I'm not positive, I think you can get it out. We'll know once we get it together, but I'm going to put bolts in this anyway. So I'll bring you back in a little while. Okay, everybody, we're getting ready to put this fan shaft together. And down in this piece right here, there is originally a cork gasket. Not a gasket, a cork seal, I guess I'd call it. And since we don't have any way to make a cork seal, and we're going to put it together today, the old one, when I went to wash it, It just fell apart. I mean, it's, yeah, nothing left of it. No strength to it. When you wash it, it just crumbles. All the original glue that glued the particles together is just junk. So anyway, Charlie is over here. Let's put that down there so you can see what you did. We put a piece of felt on there. The outside of this seal is the right size that we need. Of course, there's a stub shaft that was junk, so we used the stub shaft through it to stretch it a little bit. And that right there, you might want to cut that little point off. I don't know. But we're real close here to having a felt. And as you can see there, we've been experimenting a little bit. Had a few failures because we didn't have the piece in the center. We're going to see here if this will work here in a little bit. I'll show you here what this felt is from, because you all have it probably at your house. Yeah, so this is one of your oil burner felts for your filter, for an oil burner. Of course, these type here, you know, they're not usable. They're a hard felt. I'm not saying that you couldn't cut them and make stuff out of them. You probably could. But those other ones here, they will come apart. And you can tear them apart. And this is what you end up with when you're done. It's different size wafers. And they're about the right thickness to do a lot of stuff. And anyway, I always keep a few of them. I don't keep all of them we do, because with the greenhouses, we have a lot of this stuff. And I throw 90% of them away. But yeah, it's one of those little things, you know, it's a felt source. Because people are always like, where do you get felt? And you can order it new. But that's one of the sources. That's what we're using here today. So we're going to see here if that will go in the housing. He just got it knocked off. Yep. Yeah, he got it knocked off right there. So that should go into this housing and still go over the shaft. We'll see here if it will go. It's probably going to be tight, but we'll have to soak it with some oil. See if that'll go over if we got to do something else. Yeah, it's going to go over difficult, but of course it's going to go on the other way when we put it on, so the metal will push it down.
Yeah, let's flip it and go. See if it'll go anyway. Oh. Let me get it set back in there, because it's just a little big, but
yeah. It's going to be tight. You know what I think we got to do? Whoop, there we go.
Turn it while I pull it down.
Yeah, hang on to the shaft there. I just want to see how tight that is.
It's tight.
Hang on. Oh, that'll rotate all right. Put some oil on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
probably takes a few pounds to turn that, but it's a little tight, but I got a feeling it'll loosen as soon as she runs for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, once it's been...
If we see smoke coming out of there, we'll know we got to put some oil in it. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to try. Yeah, so we set that on that shoulder right there and just put this spring on it. And he held tension on the spring, and I just rotated the shaft and it snapped her down over. So we're going to run some heavy oil on that. And then we're going to put our race on top. We've got another felt seal here. This is the original one though. This is a felt seal. So we're just going to lube that up with some oil. And we're going to stack this assembly together. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Okay, so the flat washer's on the bottom. Then the felt piece that we just made is sitting on top of that with the raised part up, so that the washer sets against the felt. We got it down over with the use of the spring here. So I am going to pack this bearing with grease, because it's supposed to be packed with grease. And then this will go on top of it, on top of the bearing and everything. And that will get pushed down in. Put the pulley on next. Put the fan on. And Well, the spring goes on the next spring, then the fan, and then the 2 lock wedges. So we'll bring you back here when we get it together. Okay, so we got the bearing all packed down below, the seal above it, and this here, the seal is actually stuck to the pulley here. That turns with it. And okay, so we took this pulley off, and after we drove it down and got stuff started, then we took the pulley off and we held on one side of that bearing and we kept tapping. We got the seal driven down where it belongs. So stuff's pretty snug right now, but we got good clearance where we need to. You can see it up here. And we're gonna put that spring on. We're gonna grab that fan. We're gonna see if we're strong enough here to compress that in a minute. Okay, we got one face on. Grab that clutch packer. Now that clutch face. Put the clutch face on. You don't want to forget that on the bottom. And come on. There's that. Get the other end of the drive. There is a clutch pack up here, by the way.
Yep.
Come on. Go. There's that. Yeah, we're going to see what kind of strength Charlie's got. If we don't bend the fan. Yeah, we got a long way to go.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do something probably different. Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep.
You got it?
I think so.
We've done well here. There's one of the wedges. Sorry you can't see it, guys, but you gotta take what you can get on this. Let her up. So, yeah.
That's the process.
Yeah, one guy might have to make a jig. But that's what she looks like when she's all together. And yeah, we got a gap down here. Seals here, bearings here, spring tension on the bearing going up. So that's everything just the way it's supposed to be. The only thing I'm not sure of on this whole thing is what direction that bottom is supposed to be in versus this, but there's a rubber O-ring down there so we can rotate it. And we got this in. We need 95 thousandths in shims right there. If we go any more, it binds out and won't turn. So, yeah, with these new bearings, they're quite a bit different. So anyway, we're going to bolt this onto the front, and this is just going to be trial and error. I'll bring you back here when we get something bolted together and you can see what it looks like. Okay, right now we've got no shims out here. It's just in finger tight, but it's, you know, the 0 clearance. And we probably got 8 or 10 thousandths of clearance, which is more than it should have. It should only have about 4. And if I had 2, I'd be even happier. You know, I mean, it doesn't take much. So since we can't adjust this anymore because there's no adjustment left, yeah, it would be nice if this was right up tight and we had to put some shims out here, but it's not the case. So instead, we got to make the shims for this back because we can come in a few thousandths maybe, but not much. We got 95 right there, so we're going to make about 95 thousandths worth of gaskets and probably end up making 100 thousandths. And then when we tighten it up, it'll compress a little bit. And we'll have to feel that out, see what we come up with. Okay, we've been puttering here for a while. We had to make a pile of gaskets for this here. You can just hear that. There's clearance, about 4 or 5 thousandths. Not much at all. We had to make up here 111 thousandths worth of gaskets to get this down where it belongs. We've got 0 gaskets up here. We've just got a thin layer of the right stuff. that silicone that's black there, or gray, whatever you want to call it. And we've got our mag drive at the horizontal. And we've got the engine turned to the left-hand impulse. Right here. You actually don't pay no attention to the actual words. There's a divot out here that they drilled from the factory. You line it up with that mark right there. And we've got some high tack on the gasket. We had to make our own gasket because it doesn't come with the engine kit. We'll move these so that we don't lose them. Yeah, probably a good idea. Knock them into the crankcase. So one of these special bolts, you'll notice there they have a heavy steel shoulder. They go in this one right here with the recessed threads. Got one right here, one right over there. These are basically a dowel pin and bolt combination. So we're gonna set that over here and yeah, see what we end up with. Don't know, but let's try a. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, I think that's right on the money. See if I can get that one bolt started.
The other one was this shoulder, right?
Yeah, we can get those two in. We got the rest of it made.
She's starting. So.
Yeah, but you're not down.
No.
So, we got to, I'm just going to rock the fan gear a little bit. Oop,
There we
right
go.
there. That should settle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to bring you guys back here and we'll see how we make it in a minute. Okay, everybody, we got everything tightened down. We're not exactly horizontal, but if it's exactly horizontal, it sets right on the top of the tooth. So, you know, you got to compromise. That's why they give you a slot here to time it. Worst comes to worst, we could always lift it up on the back end and pry it. Hopefully we don't have to because we got it high tack down. But, yeah, we'll find that out in a day or two here when we get a mag done. Mag hasn't been rebuilt yet. We'll do that on one of these videos. But anyway, as you can see, we got just a, I don't know if I'm holding it still enough you can see it moving or not, but that's my gear back play. And up here, that's, you know, as good as you get on a John Deere. So anyway, yeah, we've got our intake on, our water outlet on. We've put the governor assembly all together today, and with the fan shaft. Like I say, we was a long time here cutting gaskets. There's 5 gaskets in here that we had to stack. 4 of them were 24 thousandths, and one was 15. About 110 thousandths, somewhere thereabouts. So anyway, yeah, that's it for today. We're gonna call it a day. Hope you enjoyed. Hope maybe there was something there somebody could pick up and learn. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe. Talk to you later.